7. He stood against my window. I don't know why I looked up, but when I did, I saw him there. He stood against my window, his forehead rested against the glass, and his eyes were still and light as he smiled a wet, elliptic red, cartoonish grin. And he just stood there in the window. My wife was upstairs sleeping, and my son was in the crib, and I couldn't move. I couldn't move. I froze and watched him look past me through the glass. Oh, please no. His smile never moved, but he had a hand up and slid it down the glass, watching me. With matted hair and yellow skin and face through the window. I couldn't do anything. I just stayed there, frozen, feet still in the bushes. I was pruning. Looked into my home. He stood against my window. 8. Oh, and more, dear God. Let's swerve. Wow, let me just read this part first. There was a video on YouTube named More de God. If you search this, you will find nothing. The few times you find something, all you will see is a 20-second video of a man staring intently at you, expressionless, then grinning for the last 2 seconds. The background is undefined. This is only part of the actual video. Sorry. The full video lasts 2 minutes and was removed by YouTube after 153 people who viewed the ground gouged out of their eyes and mailed them to the YouTube's main office in San Bruno. Said people had also committed suicide in various ways. It is not yet known how they managed to mail their eyes after gouging them out. Eyes. The cryptic inscription they carved out their forearms had not yet been deciphered. YouTube will periodically put up the first 20 seconds of the video to quell suspicions so that people will not go back for the real thing and upload it. Go look for the real thing and upload it. The video itself was only viewed by one YouTube staff member who started screaming after 45 seconds. This man is now under constant sedation and is apparently unable to recall what he saw. The 2 people who were in the same room as him while he viewed it and turned off the video for him say that all he heard at the time was a high-pitched drilling sound. None of them dare look at the screen. The person who uploaded the video was never found, the IP address being non-existent, and the man in the video had never been identified. Okay, you guys ready for the video? That's not scary. Oh. It's weird. What the heck? Just looking all around. Could have even committed suicide over this. I mean, this is part of it, it said. Sorry guys, I just really like watching this. It's interesting. It's like he's a devil. So weird. Huh. So weird. Just seems so devilish. Why is he so red? Wow, that was cool, guys. 9. The Woman in the Oven. During the summer of 1983, in a quiet town near Minneapolis, Minnesota, the charred body of a woman was found inside the kitchen stove of a small farmhouse. A video camera was also found in the kitchen, standing on a tripod, pointing at the oven. No tape was found inside the camera at the time. Although the scene was originally labeled as a homicide by police, an unmarked HVS tape was later discovered at the bottom of the farm's well, which had apparently dried up later that year. Despite its worn condition and the fact that it contained no audio, police was still able to view the contents of the tape. It depicted a woman recording herself in front of a video camera, seemingly using the same camera that the police found in the kitchen. After positioning the camera to include both her and her kitchen stove in its view, she turned to the opened the door, crawled inside, and then closed the door behind her. After 8 minutes into the video, the oven could be seen shaking violently. As this point thick, black smoke emanated from it. For remaining 45 minutes of video until the batteries in the camera died, it remained in its stationary position. To avoid disturbing the local community, the police never released any information about the tape or even the fact that it was found. Police were also not able to determine who put in the tape in the well, or why the height and the stature of the woman in the video did not come close to matching the body that had been found in the oven. Whoa. 10. Expressionless. In June 1972, a woman appeared in Senay Hospital in nothing but a white, blood-covered gown. Now this, in itself, should not be too surprising, as people often have accidents nearly and come to the nearest hospital for medical attention. But there were two things that caused people who saw her to vomit and flee in terror. The first being that she wasn't exactly human. She resembled something close to a mannequin, but had the dexterity and fluidity of a normal human being. Her face was as flawless as mannequins, devoid of eyebrows and smeared in makeup. There was a kitten clamped in her jaws so unnaturally tight that no teeth could be seen, and the blood was still squirting out of her gown and onto the floor. Then she pulled it out of her mouth, tossed it aside, and collapsed. From the moment she stepped through the entrance to where she was taken to a hospital room and cleaned up before being prepped for sedation, she was completely calm, expressionless, and motionless. The doctors thought it would be to restrain her until the authorities could arrive, and she did not protest. They were unable to get any kind of response from her, and the most staff members felt too uncomfortable to look directly at her for more than a few seconds. But the second the staff tried to sedate her, she fought back with extreme force. 2 members of staff had to hold her down as her body rose up on the bed with that same black expression. She turned her emotionless eyes toward the male doctor and did something unusual. She smiled. As she did, the female doctor screamed and let go of shock. In the woman's mouth were not human teeth, but long, sharp spikes. Too long for her mouth to close fully without causing any damage. The male doctor stared back at her for a moment before asking, "What in the hell are you?" She cracked her neck down to her shoulder to observe him, still smiling. There was a long pause. The security had been alerted and could be heard coming from down the hallway. As he heard them approach, she darted forward, sinking her teeth into the front of his throat, whipping out his jugular and letting him fall onto the floor, gasping for air as he choked on his own blood. The female... She stood up and leaned over him, her face coming dangerously close to his as the light faded from his eyes. She leaned closer and whispered in his ear, "I am God." Well, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, yeah. Just 10 seconds. Just wait. The video will end. You can exit out now.